We are back. It is
We are
episode
back.
150 of the Metal Roundtable. I am Metal Rob, and with me, as always, is the great.
Me first, Carcass John, and then
I am over here.
we
So
can
we
never
got the-
figure this out.
We got the three amigos this time. We're all
Yes.
here.
It is episode 150. We are back with another milestone episode of the show after coming off the spectacular high that was episode 149
That was a fun show.
that I missed because of technology chaos, which I finally fixed this morning, as a matter of fact. It was a stupid setting on my computer that I don't know what happened, but
It was a stupid setting on the computer, or it was a. Never mind. Never mind.
I can tell you this. I'm not smart enough to get into whatever this was to have made the change. So I don't know how it happened. I need somebody that knows something about networking and computers that is smarter than I am.
Don't you know a guy?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I didn't see him today. I didn't see
Oh.
the toddler today. But so
Thanks, Tony.
before we get rolling here, we don't really have a topic today. We're going to kind of scatter shoot because we're going to celebrate episode 150. But I would be remiss if we didn't point out, raise your hand if you do not have a birthday today. It's not my birthday. Scott, is it your birthday?
It is my unbirthday.
Somebody, the freshly showered Carcass, has a birthday today.
Yeah, today was a little bit taxing at work, so I just barely made it into the shower and out to the chair.
Yes, then there's your first metal.
There it
round.
is, Tony Clem. Thank you, brother.
And
What's up, Tony?
I neglected to post on Facebook, so I just took a second to do that. So hopefully we'll get a couple of the people that click on that link.
One of our lovelier fans chiming in right now.
Oh, hello. Happy.
Did
Thank
you
you
hear
very
that,
much.
Scott? Hello.
Oh, hello.
Finally hit the big 5-0, huh, Carcass?
Yeah, 36 again for the
27th time or something
27th
like that.
time, something like that. 27th time?
Yep.
Oh, that sounds hideous. Oh,
Well, you are the elder statesman of the show, and we are proud to have you as such. And you do not perform like any 6-year-old I've ever known.
yes. Well, I found I found that just trying to be young helps you keep young, I guess. I mean, I don't know. I got no remedy for this.
I keep looking around my camera to see the comments. Sorry about that.
Oh,
Man, everybody's here chiming in early.
they're carpet bombing the birthday wishes. I
They
like
really
it. Thank
are.
you.
This is awesome.
Yeah.
Well, let's go really old school today. Let's do some shout outs. Let's do some new acquisition sharing, and then let's just talk about the show and what all we've been able to do in 150 episodes. That sound good to you guys?
Sounds good to me.
For those of you who think that we actually prepare for this, you are sadly mistaken.
I always tell people that say they want to be on the show, I said we are unscripted, unrehearsed, and unedited, and we're not kidding.
And unprepared.
And very unprepared. We need to add that
Yeah. All right. Well, I'll kick us off if that's cool. We'll do the round robin. We'll go me, then Scott, then Carcass. I think that's how everybody is seeing it on the screen. First of all, I have a mystery. This just showed up. The lovely Mrs. Metal Rob alerted me only moments ago that I had a CD on the porch. And I don't know how I found out about this. Maybe Carcass or Scott, you can tell me. I literally know nothing about this except that somebody told me about it. Fans of the Dark? Who told me about that?
It wasn't I.
Wasn't I?
somebody told me about that. I listened to literally 10 seconds of it and grabbed it. Somebody told me they thought it was cool. Not
Is it like an Iron Maiden tribute thing,
I
or
think it's kind of traditional metal. No.
okay?
It's an original project. Excuse me. Anyway, so more on that later. I'll go through another couple real quick, and then we'll see what Scott. I'm a huge Winery Dogs fan, and when the Smith Kotzen album was rumored to be coming out, because I also love Adrian Smith and anything he's involved in, I did not realize that aside from the Smith Kotzen album, they did this. They did an EP, and it came out on vinyl only. I think I'm getting that right. And then they just released it on CD. It's got it's got the EP songs, the 4 songs that were on the EP, and 5 live tracks from their recent tour. I haven't even listened to it. I've opened it, but I haven't played it yet. So that'll be homework for after the show. I'll do one more, and then we'll move on to Scooter. I am a huge Dirty Looks fan. I ordered this. I ordered this. I think on Amazon. It never came. I ordered it again. It showed up the next day, and then the original one showed up. I also haven't heard this yet, but the reviews say that it's great. It's a soundboard, so I'm pretty fired up about that. Looks like it came around. Maybe it's a Loudworks release. If y'all are familiar with Loudworks, doesn't have the exact date on it, but it's got a little history of the band. Pretty cool.
I think it's a radio broadcast.
I think it was. Yeah. I said soundboard. Yeah, it was a radio broadcast. You're absolutely right. All right, Scooter, why don't you show a couple things?
Well, I'm going to show one I picked up, a new band I never heard of. Just found out about them. Really digging this album. I think you dig this too, Carcass. The name of the band, Moonletters. Name of the album, Thank You from the Future. Total prog rock, but not prog rock like modern prog rock. It's like these guys are definitely from the 70s. And there's even a little bit of Ozzer Tentacles. Yes, it's got that kind of fun.
Oh, God. Well, it's the birthday episode, whatever.
So anyhow, it's coming out on vinyl. It's only available on CD. It's only available from the band's Bandcamp. So if anybody's interested in checking them out, I think you dig this Carcass, but it's Moonletters, Thank You from the Future. But I got a pile of crap. Do you want to see? What do you guys rather see? I've got some new stuff I picked up. I've got some new bootlegs I picked up, or I've got some new releases that I worked on.
Man, just show it all, dude. We got nowhere to be.
All right. This just came out. Brand new.
Ads for that.
Brand new Seventh Servant. It is John Greeley. There you can see the hype sticker from Iced Earth's new project. Oddly enough, backing vocals on this are provided by another Iced Earth vocalist who also sang for Judas Priest, Tim Ripper Owens. So it's really good, straightforward U.S. power metal. I mean, it very much has an Iced Earth feel to it, but I also kind of get that Blind Guardian feel as well a little bit to it. But yeah, really, really well done. And it's this concept album based on the Book of Revelation. In fact, the lyrics pretty much are the Book of Revelation. So he didn't. Seventh Servant, John Greeley, Iced Earth.
Hey, Integrity 101, we're PG-13, so you can actually say it. It's okay.
Yeah.
Well, no, it says it all there. But anyway.
The new Reign of Glory came out. This is actually that Seventh Servant's on rocks. This Reign of Glory is on rocks, and this is fantastic. This will make my top 20 for the year. I'm really digging it. Just straightforward, old school heavy metal. You've heard this, right, Rob?
I've heard a song or two off of it. I have it. I have the digital files, but it's in with everything else from, mastering stuff, and I just have not given it a proper listen. I need to burn it to CD. Right?
Yeah, I love the way the cover came out. It actually wraps around. It's a shame that it's not a gatefold, but there is a poster with it, so you can see the whole thing anyhow.
I don't think I did that one, right?
I don't know.
Yeah,
they already had it mastered. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's why I haven't heard it. I just need to go buy it.
And then,
That's a Bill release?
yes.
Okay, I'll be ordering that.
And then Communal Decay by Vindicator is now out on vinyl as well
I
as
did work
CD.
on that one.
Yep. That's on No Life to Metal Records. So that's some of the new stuff that came out. And yeah, you can get the Seventh Servant. I have it on CD as well. The CD is a double. But if you're like me, you'll never play the second album, the second CD.
Why? What's the second CD?
The first CD is the actual album. The second
Right.
CD is instrumental version of the album.
Okay, Dream Theater. Thanks a lot.
So you can see how bad you suck at singing.
Exactly. All right, here's some bootlegs.
Hey, Richie.
Recent pickup, Iron Maiden,
That's
Eddie dressed
cool.
in Santa costume. The King of Twilight, the B-sides, 82 to 88. So it's not live, it's studio tracks. So it's all stolen material because nothing on there it sounds fantastic. Megadeth. Live at Hammersmith Odeon 92.
Nice.
Yep. And then one more bootleg somewhere in here. This one's killer. The early Overkill
What?
and Anthrax. The early Overkill and Anthrax demos.
That's cool.
Now that was previously released on something else, because it came with like a Voivod Creator, Violence, and something else, and Overkill, Anthrax. There was like 6 or 8 records in the series. I'll have to pull those out.
Yep, I don't know. This is this has got the 82 demos from Anthrax and the 83 demos from Overkill.
Yeah. Got to be
So,
the same
yeah.
thing.
And then of course this just came out.
I saw that the other day. How is it?
It's good. It's not gonna top his 70s material. It's better than his last album. Not quite as good as Crave Man, which I thought was a fantastic album, but I'm enjoying it. Yeah, I mean it's pretty typical Ted Nugent, Chuck Berry on steroids type of heavy rock and roll. So I mean, he's not really going to steer. He's not really going to go anywhere now. What he's got to be in his 70s, right?
Yeah.
So, by the way, if anybody cares, it's like $16 on vinyl right now on Amazon. I'm not sure it'll stay that way very long, but and finally on vinyl.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Glad I love this album. Everybody came out, everybody hated it because it had ballads.
Why? That thing rips.
Oh, it's got ballads. It's got Phoenix Rising and what's the other one? Was it The Edge? There's two ballads on here.
I mean, but even Set the World on Fire is sort of mid-tempo. It's not the typical raging annihilator that we became used to.
Yeah, but it's got lots of great stuff like No Zone and Snakes in the Grass, Bats in the Belfry, Night Jumps Queen, which could have been on either of the first 2 albums.
Yeah, could have been.
I love this album, so I'm glad it finally came out on vinyl. And it's on Music on Vinyl, so it sounds really good.
Anybody on the new Ozzy? Somebody's asking about the new Ozzy.
Yeah, I didn't pick it up yet.
Next, actually, I'll talk about it when I.
All right,
I'm just gonna keep going until I run out here.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's a nice Japanese copy of.
Yep, pick this up from a buddy in New Mexico. And like I told Rob before the show started, I've been on a kick with this band for the last couple of weeks, listening to all their different stuff. I really like the early stuff before they split. It became 2 different bands. So, are you a fan, Carcass?
I mean, I like 10cc. They're kind of like a Steely Dan light. They're a little more rock and less jazz influenced, but
yeah, and it depends on the song and the album because they basically had 2 sets of songwriters. So they had I can't remember all their names anymore, but the Goldman and Cream were the 2 prog guys, so they were writing all the long proggy songs, and then you had Godley and Stewart who were writing more of the straightforward rock pop songs, which where they got hits like Rubber Bullets and stuff from.
You should look up on YouTube. There's a documentary on the writing of the "You're Not in Love" song. It's really, really super interesting how it all just came together because there's backwards tracking and all sorts of weird instrumental stuff on it. But
this has got to be one of the worst packaging I've ever seen in my life. This is a record store day release for Pink Cream 69's Games People Play.
That is the package
generic right there. It's just in a plastic, like one of those sleeves they put picture discs in. There's
Yeah.
a sticker on top of it. That's it.
I'm surprised that got approved for Record Store Day.
I am too, but it was only Record Store Day in Europe. It wasn't released in the U.S.
Oh,
But
interesting.
yeah.
I've never seen anything like. I mean, it didn't bother me, but I'm just kind of surprised.
A couple more new releases. Yeah, I'm really digging this too.
Yep,
Oh,
that's a great album, man.
I forgot about that.
And that was, of course, recommended by our guest, and also I picked up this one recommended by our guest,
Yep.
which
What
is
is it? I
great
can't-
prog. PFM.
PFM.
Oh,
Chocolate
that's
Kings.
right. Yeah.
And then the last one I'm going to show for now, New King's X.
What do you think about it?
At first listen, I should say I wasn't impressed. It just didn't like bowl me over. But also I was working while I was listening to it. The second one, it's got more of a feel like the first two albums. Lots of flow, where it goes from heavy parts to more mellow parts. A lot of those Beatlesque harmonies and stuff like that in there as well. So if you like the first two albums, you might like this one a lot. It's not anywhere near as heavy as like Dog Man and stuff like that. But yeah, I'm liking it. I've only heard it twice so far. It just came out. So, and my copy's a little different than most of the copies I've seen. Everybody else's copies is white. Mine's black, but whatever.
I don't have.
It is a double album.
I didn't pre-order it.
I pre-ordered it, and
I'll
then
pick it
finally, of course, the new Megadeth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
I think
let's address. I want to get to some of the comments here in a minute. Let's go ahead and put this one up.
I think the new Megadeth's good. I don't know why anybody would complain.
Yep.
I mean, it's fast, it's heavy, it's got great killer guitar solos.
Yep.
I mean,
Agreed.
Dave sounds good.
I bought the regular one on Amazon, and I got the Target with the lenticular.
I've been trying to find the Target one, but every Target I've been into, they've been out. So
I ordered
noticed
it online.
I noticed that Walmart had it. Walmart has the vinyl, but it's like $40.
The
yeah, it's a double album.
the Target's got 2 extra songs.
Yeah, the cover tracks, right?
Well, I thought that because when I don't know if I downloaded it because I bought it on Amazon or what, but I listened to it and the 2 bonus tracks were covers and I didn't like them. Well, this one, I haven't opened this one yet. This Planets on Fire, is that a cover song?
Yes.
And then it's got Dystopia Live.
Oh, yeah,
So
Dystopia is just.
I think a couple of different versions had different bonus tracks on it. So anyway, I give this a thumbs up. If Rust in Peace is a 10, I think this is an 8. It's a solid Megadeth record. The players on this, man, it is just, they're not screwing around. This is top-notch metal, I think.
Yeah, Steve DiGiorgio did some of the bass on there.
Oh, right on. I think it's a great record.
If not all the bass. I don't know.
It'll go in as a nice classic.
I haven't dug that
album.
deeply in, but man, the graphics on this thing are just stellar.
Yep, I liked
Look at the-
Dystopia a lot too, though.
Man, the detail in that is just like it's
Yeah.
almost like Eddie's reel.
I mean, Vic
Vic.
Rattlehead.
Vic, sorry, Vic. Yeah, I said Eddie. I meant Vic. So anyhow, what you got going on there, Carcass?
I've sort of been on like a death metal bender here lately. I discovered a new band on Saturday. I went to see the Mighty Prophecy, and this is a band called Macabre Eternal. 2 vocalists and a drum machine, and they destroyed. They were really good. Fort Worth's own Demon Seed never disappoints. Of course, when the Insipidus dudes were on, they recommended several bands, not the least of which was Astral Tomb, and I picked the cassette up for Soul Gazer. It's really cool. It's like progressive death metal. It's brutal as all get out. And then of course Death File Red from Austin, another good one. And I found some funky stuff because being my birthday, I thought I would give myself a birthday present. So I don't know, Scott, you're into the progressive stuff. How about Nectar Live at the Roundhouse in London?
Absolutely, that's a great album. I have that one too.
That's a killer record. I picked this up from our buddy Henry, who doesn't need this time of year. We're getting close to that season. I've been looking for this for about 25 years. This is actually a German pressing, which is fun, and I love all things Grand Funk, and especially the lore behind the gold out, or we're an American band, but check this out. They normally came out yellow, like a yellow vinyl, and then they switched to black, and then they didn't clean the presses. Well, look how bizarre that one is. It's like root beer colored. I've never seen one before, so of course I had to grab it because I'm weird like that. And who doesn't need mysterious copies of Grand Funk? We're an American band. And Rob and Steph, you'll be so happy. You'll be so proud of me. I finally found it.
Album. Fight me.
I finally found a good copy, and I am going to sit down with my little friend Steph, and we're going to listen to that. Maybe even tonight for my birthday. Who knows? And then, of course, like I said, I've been into some brutal stuff. I think I told you about this, and I can't even pronounce the name. Not only can I not read the logo, but I cannot pronounce the name. All I know is that this is a group of Mayan Indians from central Mexico playing, and they're on $20 Spin Records, which is always brutal. Highly recommended. And then a band from Atlanta called Hissing. Look at that logo.
Yeah.
Of course, they didn't have any shirts, or I'd have been wearing one already. Once again, atmospheric, super progressive death metal. And here, Scott, you might like this one.
Oh yeah, absolutely. German thrash metal band.
This thing really thrashes on Autopsy Stench Records in Germany. 214 of 500, and then of course one of my favorite bands. I love Norwegian metal, but not just the black metal stuff, like Immortal and Mayhem and all that stuff. But if you haven't checked out Death Hammer, this is a two-piece, guitarist and drummer. I saw him on a taco stand in East Dallas once. These dudes absolutely shred. And this album in particular, Forever Ripping Fast, it's a compilation of demos, and it's got one of my favorite thrash songs called Toxic Radiation. Highly recommended. And so that's pretty much.
Have you looked into these guys
yet? And my hair is now drying.
Norwegian band, Equinox.
I've heard of them. Yes, I've heard of them. There's something in the water up in those Scandinavian countries. I love the Swedes, the Norwegians, and even the Finns.
This is just really good thrash, except for the last album is more. This one here is a little more Voivodian. Is that a word?
Yeah. No, well, you just made it up. Yes, Tony Clem, Death Hammer. You do need to check them out, and it's all one word, by the way. So when you look it up on YouTube, check out Death Hammer, all one word.
All right, well, I'll finish this out on this, and then we'll get to some comments and answer some questions, and then we'll.
And yes, to Chris Manning, "The Railroad" is a fantastic song by Grand Funk.
Bullshit for a little while. My Insipidus tape came in the mail a few days ago. I'm pretty excited about that. They did sign it, like I asked, which I appreciate. It's a pretty cool package. They undersell it because they say it was just recorded with 2 microphones, but it's pretty damn cool. So go check out Insipidus. We had them on the show a couple of weeks ago. If you like, I can't remember how we described their brand of, because they didn't want to get pigeonholed in just death metal. It's definitely death metal rooted, but man, they do a little exploration, and it's good. I really dig the Insipidus tape. So
it's kind of like Chuck Schuldiner playing Osric Tentacles covers, I think, with vocals.
Yeah, it's different, but it's good. So Scott showed a bootleg. I picked up this. I got this in a huge collection that I bought, and I'd never seen it. And this is from.
Is that a Detroit show?
Yep. It recorded during the Destroyer tour. No, it's in Cleveland.
Okay.
On March 7th of 76. But the cool thing about this is it's a soundboard. And the thing I like the best about it is during the first song, you can hear them dialing in the levels. You can hear Peter's toms go way up and then come down. You can hear Paul's guitar come up in the mix. You can hear Paul's vocals come down. I really love hearing them dial it in. I just love soundboards and real, true recordings of live shows like that. And this one did not disappoint, so that's going to go straight into my collection.
Okay, let me interject something because you said live show, board recording, Osric Tentacles, and interesting way to dial in. Tanner Poppet. I pulled out just part of my Osric Tentacles soundboard recording collection, and I will be getting those to you in the mail. So shout out to Tanner. You won't have to wait long, but these are all super high quality. And to your point, Rob, some of these, they're the same thing where they're kind of like dialing in the, like give me some more Tom and whatever. And it's kind of fun to listen to it. And then all of a sudden they just segue right into a killer set. So
and
thanks
it's
for letting me
live
interrupt.
warts and all. I dig it. But so I want to go back up and start with some of the comments real quick as I show my last two. Alvaro, longtime friend of the show, thank you for being here. Asked about the Ozzy, and then somebody said, hang on. Yeah, I'll get through some comments here. Let's see. Okay, here we go. Is it me, or does Ozzy sound like he's using a ton of auto-tune nowadays? He just sounds soulless to me now. I get that. It does. For some reason, Ozzy's overuse of processing has just never bothered me. I don't know why. It's just never bothered me. And one thing I noticed on this album is, and the last album may have had, the guitar tone is so odd and so produced, but I think it works on this album. I thought some of it's almost like distorted keyboard playing. The guitar tone is so different, but I really dig it. Patient Number 9, I think, is a great song. It seems like on all these Ozzy records lately, you get a really great song and then a bunch of whatever. But on this one, man, Jeff Beck plays on this. Zakk Wylde, Mike McCready plays on it. Eric Clapton, Jeff Beck, I think I already said that. Tony Iommi plays on a couple of songs. So it's a pretty cool ride through. Now, if I'm being honest, I've only gotten through about 8 or 9 of the 13 tracks, but I like it. This is one that I'll be revisiting, whereas Black Rain and some of his other recent ones, I just didn't really revisit. But this one, I like it, I think. And he also earned a #1 album in the U.S. How about that?
Wow.
On this one. So I dig it. And then the last one I'll show, and then we'll roll through some comments. I finally got Live in London on CD.
That's a great show.
It cost me a few bucks, but I got it. I've had the DVD forever, but and I had the other, what the hell's the other Priest live from that era? 98 Live Meltdown. So I finally got this. Sorry, I went country there for a minute. And I'm stoked to have that. So we'll stop whipping your ass with all our new albums. Let's roll through some comments.
I just can't. I haven't been able to bring myself to buy the last couple Ozzy albums. It's just like, because it's a couple before that I bought them and I listened to them once or twice and then they went on the shelf.
Yeah, I think you'll dig this one. Check it out. Listen to it on Spotify or something. See what you think. I like it. I think it's interesting. Let's get.
Hey, what's up, Metal Theo?
Integrity 101 loves the diamond plate background. I thought the very same thing about the 20th anniversary cover for Reinventing the Steel. Also, the reason I chose that background on StreamYard, it was the only thing that was remotely metal. Metal Overkill, what's up? Happy 78th Carcass, we already saw that. That's
Richie.
about the new Ozzy. Oh, here's one I wanted to go back to. Integrity 101. Never understood the hate for ballads. If you got 11 songs, 9 are heavy with a couple of ballads, how is that bad? I don't think it is bad. And the one that comes to my mind immediately is I'm No Angel from the Winery Dogs. They've got all this proggy, awesome, heavy rock going on. and then they just crush your soul with a couple of ballads. And also, the self-titled Queensryche with Todd LaTorre singing on it has one of the very best songs Queensryche ever recorded in Bulletproof, in my opinion.
Huh.
That thing is an absolute heart smasher. It is so good.
Well, Testament years and years ago did a they, in fact, that was their video on MTV or whatever, was the ballad, not the thrashing thing. And I didn't hate it. I thought it was actually kind of cool that they, it. I mean, I remember growing up, I was always trying to prove to my parents that these guys actually knew how to play instrumentation, play their instruments and were good musicians and what have you. And I think that the ballad is a classic way to show that you actually know how to play, because there's obviously going to be melody, and then there's going to be the soaring guitars, solos and whatever. I don't know, man. It doesn't bother me, especially Annihilator. I think they've earned enough credibility. Nobody gives Metallica any crap for the garbage they're putting out now, and it's half of it could have been ballads.
Well, Kiss's best recorded performance might have been "I Still Love You" or Paul's for sure.
Yeah.
On the Unplugged album.
Yeah, he was incredible on that.
Those guys crushed it. That's a great album. That was the best
MTV Unplugged.
Outside of Alice in Chains, maybe, I think. Let's see. Great song. Let me get through new Toxic album, first in 30 years.
I haven't heard it, but you know what? I love Toxic. Both of those first two records are just scorching.
I didn't know that was a thing even.
The new one's out. I see several people have had it. Also, the new Razor's coming out too. I think it's already shipping.
Yep, I saw that. I need to order that.
Tony, I have heard of Castrator, and they rip.
The Metal Theologian is here.
Metal Theologian, Aaron. Glad to have him, man. It's awesome.
Yes. Great JP live album. Let's see. I don't disagree with you, Integrity. Not on most of it, but I don't have a problem with that. I would definitely not argue that. Like we've talked about on the show before, just different people like different flavors, and the new one doesn't bother me, but I totally get what you're saying, where it would not be for everybody with the overproduced vocals and guitars, just like a lot of people don't like Zach's overdone pinched harmonics. It never bothered me, I guess, because I'm not a guitar player. Maybe I don't.
Well,
Blind Guardian, I haven't heard it.
One of the things that drew me to metal anyway was the fact that it's kind of a either you can or you can't type scenario,
right?
Because it's fast, it's heavy, it's not like you're plonking along at 4/4. You know what I mean? And there was just so much technical requirement to make it sound good, and I guess that's what people are complaining about with the ballad thing too. But I don't know. I mean, how old is Ozzy, and how cognizant is Ozzy? I mean, I heard him on the End tour, and I thought he sounded great. I saw him twice. I saw him at the very beginning and the very last show, and I thought he sounded okay. Now he's not able to dialogue with you, but he can sing for some strange reason. So, I wish Vince Neil could actually do the same thing.
Right.
But he can't.
They do a? I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cut you off. Go ahead.
No, that's okay.
So I think he's referring. I think this was okay until the Led Zeppelin cover. Is there a Led Zeppelin cover on this?
On which one?
I'm not sure which one he's talking about. I thought he meant Ozzy, but forgive me. I don't know.
High Definition TV. Which album are you talking about?
Was okay until the Led Zeppelin cover. I don't know which one that is.
I wish I could have seen it. Yeah, read it.
Chris and I talked about Aerosmith at Fenway. He said it was awesome. So in a couple weeks, we're going to get a dueling guitar player show going. You guys don't know this yet. Scott and I talked about it a little bit. Andrew from Hellstar hit me up and wants to do a deep dive on Deep Purple. And so what I thought we would do is get him on and get Chris on, and they can just be Clash of the Guitar Titans talking about Deep Purple. So we'll do that in the next we should be able to get that in the next few weeks. We'll do a really deep dive Deep Purple episode. Let's see, Mark. What's up, Mark?
From Down Under.
No ballads, and they brought back fast picking. I like a decent ballad though. Metallica make good ballads too. Yeah, and you know what? I heard one of the other Unforgivens again the other day, and I liked it. Oh,
The Unforgiven 2.
You know what? I said pinch harmonics. I've always thought that's what it was. Is it pinch harmonics or pitch harmonics? Chris will know. I always thought it was pinch. I don't know.
I think the dog says no.
Hang on. Let's see. Guitar, pinch.
I'm looking it up. It's pitch. I just looked it up. Oh, it's both. You can do either one. Harmonics and pitch, or pinch harmonic. A pinch harmonic is a guitar technique in which the player's thumb or index finger on the picking hand slightly catches a string after it's picked, canceling the fundamental frequency of the string. So that's what it is. Pinch harmonic. We learned something new today.
We learned something new. Yeah, thank you.
To change the pitch.
Toxic covered out. Oh, gotcha. Oh, think this was the name of the album. Okay, I misunderstood. So Toxic covered a Zeppelin song on their new album.
No, on Think This. That was on Think This. That was their old album, and yeah, I know what you're talking about. It's okay. Yeah. I mean, I think the same thing. Dark Angel did a Led Zeppelin cover too, and for some reason, Led Zeppelin bluesy kind of stuff doesn't lend itself well to thrash, in my opinion.
I agree, and you really got to be good to pull it off, I think.
Did Nuclear Assault do one too? Yeah, they did.
Yeah.
They have the single for it. I can't remember what song it is though.
It's not Communication Breakdown. It's here we go. Well, Dark Angel did one too.
Yeah, so I was talking about first, but Nuclear Assault's Led Zeppelin cover was what? I'm looking it up because I have the stinking album. I can't remember what it is. I have the single. Good Times, Bad Times.
Yeah.
Remembered before I even got there.
We're gonna so here's the question of the day. What's your guys' favorite album of the year so far? I was thinking about that yesterday, no kidding. And I'm gonna have to look and see because I haven't been able to file anything in a while. What do you guys think? That 6x6 album is right up there for me.
Yeah, I'm digging that too. I don't know. It's hard to pick just one. There's so many good albums this year.
I don't know when that Tom Kiefer album came out, but that was a good one too. I just picked up a few weeks back.
New Voivod's good. New Scorpions is good. New Creator is good. New Destruction's good.
Yeah, that's going to be a tough one, man.
New Violence.
I don't know. I'm gonna go completely off the metal reservation, and there's a local artist named Mort White who does funeral ambient stuff, Dungeon Doom ambient music. I really like his new release. Yeah, I can't argue with that one. Eric Wagner. It's what you would expect from an Eric Wagner record, and it saddens me even more knowing that of his demise.
Yeah,
But I've been listening to this one a lot, so right now I'm gonna probably pick this one.
That's a good one. Yeah, and the Coverdale Hughes era is very good.
I still like the Mark II era, but I can't argue that the Coverdale Hughes era was greatness too. Glenn Hughes, both of them are awesome.
Heard the new Skid Row album is good. The songs I've heard, I've liked. I think they've got a couple of videos out. I like that. I liked what I heard. I think that singer's a really, really good fit. Friends of Hell, even though it's knuckle dragging.
Yes. I love Eric knuckle Wagner, dragging. Yes, yeah, Eric Wagner was from Trouble.
Great. New Talus, I haven't heard it. Reign of Glory is definitely good. You guys talk amongst yourselves. I'm going to look and see what my 2022 album.
Oh gosh, I can't even. I like the heavy, but even as I talked about straying off the metal reservation, Blood Incantation put out a record that's all ambient.
Oh, I got to talk to you about that.
Yeah, it's
So-
pretty cool though, but it's all ambient. And Paul Rydell, who's the guitarist, he just put out a new ambient mixtape, and I got it on order.
I can't. Yeah, sorry, I can't.
Yeah.
So
But
I can't decide. There's so much stuff up there. Okay, so Marcus, I walked out of my office today, and you know where my office is.
Yeah.
Over in my little old building. And I walked out of my office, and I see this dude down the hall, and the only musical thing we have ever talked about is he asked me one time if I had any Townes Van Zandt records. That's all I know about the guy, is that he wanted some Townes Van Zandt records, which I did not have, because I buy and sell record CD tape collections, on the side all the time. Anyway, so he sees me from way down at the end of the hall, and he's like, "Oh, dude, wait up, wait up." So he runs down the hall to me, and you know what he asked me? "Hey, man, have you ever heard of Blood Incantation?" I'm like, "You mean the Denver spacey death metal band?" He goes, "Yeah, I don't really usually like stuff like that, but if you're going to talk about aliens, I'm in." So, so out of nowhere, that dude hit me with Blood Incantation. Had the CD. I'm getting the vinyl.
Oh, he's talking about
we know that dude. Isn't that he does reviews, right? Is that the dude?
He does reviews on YouTube. Yep.
Yeah.
He's not
from Canada, right?
Yes, from Canada.
Okay,
Yep.
yeah. Okay, I've seen some of that. Striper, not stripper. Funny. I will not. Well, nope.
What's his name?
Don't go there.
I'm not.
What's the singer's name in Striper?
I don't know. Can't remember.
Okay.
Stripper, you mean?
He's sort of soured on that guy, I think.
Yeah.
Mark, I'm telling you what I told the guy today. I swear to God, I said this. I said, Blood Incantation is the Pink Floyd of death metal. And the next thing I said was, if you like them, check out Turbid North.
Yep.
Townes was incredible. I have Striper. Transgressor, haven't heard it. Probably won't. Sorry. Oh, man, Metal Theologian. I really wanted to like Blood Incantation more than I did. Yeah, I'm not a big death metal guy, but they made it.
There's something different about them that makes it
really is, yeah.
And if you like Blood Incantation, try the other side project called Spectral Voice. And then there's another band in Denver called Black Curse, too. You might check them out. They're all sort of the same kind of thing.
Speaking of non-metal stuff, did any of you guys get into the Alex Skolnick trio?
Yes, I did.
I never heard it.
I've seen him live. I saw him live in San Antonio at a jazz club. It was phenomenal.
I saw Alex Skolnick in line for a snow cone in Dallas one time.
Yeah, and that's exactly what he does. He does Scorpions, Priest, Iron Maiden, and he does them all in a jazz setting. It's really cool.
Oh, wow. Interesting.
Really cool.
Yeah. Torrential Riff. Jeremy does reviews.
Jeremy does reviews too, but so do you. We've seen you do reviews, Soldier, showing your Scorpions albums and talking about the new Scorpions album. That's a review.
I got into Blood Incantation pre-hype, but don't care for their ambient records at all.
Yeah, that was a shocker for people because I mean they're heavy. I mean they're a heavy band, but that last album, that Dimension Zero, is all ambient. Sounds like a movie soundtrack is what it sounds like.
Yep, I'm sure the new Striper album will be good. So let's go. Thank you for all the comments. First of all, I want to remind you it's episode 150, which I can't believe we've been doing 150 episodes. It's also Carcass's 63rd birthday. The two numbers combined up to almost 10.
63rd.
So, man, we'll just do a little quick history for the last few minutes of the show. 150, man. I met Carcass in a record store in Fort Worth that is owned by Henry Vasquez of A Million Bands.
Blood of the Sun, St. Vitus.
the skull,
Spirit
Yes.
Caravan, the skull.
Saint Vitus.
He was
Well,
an Archie Bunker at one time.
I agree, Soldier 777.
I looked.
Yeah, what's up with
I
that?
looked. I just
We
wore
planned
something.
this.
I wore something festive.
We
I-
planned this, and he dropped the
Right.
ball at his own birthday party.
Yeah, you know me. I'm a rebel.
It's supposed to be
Right.
it was supposed to be a formal
I'm
gathering.
a rebel. I'm a rap phenomenon or whatever.
But yeah, I think it's funny how the show is as lame as we are and how underproduced we are. It still blows me away that people give a damn what bullshit we have to spew. But I love it and I appreciate it. And Carcass and I go back to day one, sitting right there,
Staring into a laptop.
staring into my laptop, and then I would feverishly upload them later. And then we graduated to,
We were actually in a studio.
yeah, a
It's really
pro
cool.
studio.
High quality. The whole earphones and the boom mics and everything.
Oh yeah, and then
And then that went the way of the dodo, and here we are. And this is actually kind of a fun format.
well, and I'll tell a quick history on that. So if you go back and listen to the old or watch the old episodes or listen to them, that's what I would encourage you to do, so you don't have to see our dumbasses. I got to know Monkey Butt, our producer Mark Warner, who's up in Michigan now, because I responded to an ad. He was selling a CD collection a few miles over, and so I went and picked it up. And I remember us leaning on the tailgate of his truck, and we just started talking about music and whatever. And he said, "Hey, man, I'm looking for content for this station." And we met up, and we did many episodes in the studio. And then that started winding its way down. He was moving to Michigan. COVID happened. And, he ended up, it just completely is gone. The studio is gone. The building obviously is there, but it's, and then we moved back to this after that and during COVID. And this is my favorite way to do it. And the number one reason that this is my favorite way is Carcass and I, we would come in hair on fire. Well, not me with the hair so much, but just off the highway trying to get into the studio. And I remember Carcass would be blazing up from way down south of Dallas or Fort
I
Worth.
actually did a
trying to
couple
get up.
episodes from a gas station 50
Yeah.
miles from the studio because I couldn't get in because of traffic.
And at 5 o'clock, that's such an inconvenient time, especially to be driving. And so we did that for a while. But the reason I like this format so much is it's way easier to get guests on, and Scott is in New Mexico. So that's pretty cool that, we can do that. And I also appreciate the fact that you guys can carry the torch with 7 minutes to spare when I have technological meltdown. So thanks for doing that last week. I really am bummed that I was not on for the and it was just a button click. I gotta anyway.
We'll live and learn. Hopefully we'll have 150 more episodes for you to practice on.
Yeah. Oh, I don't ever want to get good. It wouldn't be as fun. So let's put up a couple more comments here before we get out of here. But anyway, I met Carcass in the store. We started doing that. And I've known Scott for a long time, but we've been working together now for, how long have we been working together?
At least 5 years now, I think.
So I've been doing the mastering thing for 25 years, and Scott and I've been working with one of the labels that we work for 20 years, and Scott and I got connected through No Life Till Metal and some of the labels that we both, work for doing art and mastering. And so it's funny because I knew Scott, but I didn't know Scott. And now I know Scott. And it's it's weird because it's still that dude, and it's like, oh man, that's Scott. And now we're just buddies, drinking a beverage at each other's house when we get together in town. So yeah, it's been a fun ride. I can't believe the guests we've had, even though it's fairly infrequent, but The ones that stick out, and I know I'm going to forget some. I remember Rob.
Uh-oh. Here comes the...
Well, hello.
Woohoo!
Should we sing?
Oh,
Oh,
no, please. Please don't sing.
Little buddy. Oh.
Here, this now I look much better on camera.
Yes, you do.
Oh, man. Pays to have friends.
So, I don't even remember what I said. Oh, the guests I remember most are, I remember Rob DeLuca, because that was right at the beginning of the pandemic, and he was plugged into some people overseas and was telling us, you know, some stuff about that. And New York City was about to get locked down. And so, and then I've been able to see Rob play a couple times because he has very kindly put me on the guest list, which is cool. That to me, just, I'm a kid in a candy store whenever I get a message and he's like, hey man, you want to come to the show? And that's awesome, because I would happily pay, and I like to support the bands, but he's just been super gracious. I remember not introducing Gene Hoglan. That was awesome.
And he couldn't have been a nicer guy about it. So
No,
I'm
really
stoked to see their new, to hear their new record and see him play live and reenact that unfortunate incident.
And then I remember we had Nigel on.
Saxon.
Back, we didn't go live for the first 17 minutes of the show. So that was awesome. And then he was cool enough to come back on the show. And then, but gosh, the countless other times that we've had the Forebode guys, I remember that was a good episode. And I remember...
We've had them on twice. In fact, they played live in the living room.
That's right. You know, we've had Aska, who's from around our neck of the woods. We've had Insipidus and Madrost. You know, Tanner's been on a few times, which is always awesome. TJ from Forebode, like I said.
Vindicator.
Yeah, Vic was great.
Vindicator.
The Hellstar guys.
Yeah, Hellstar.
Live from behind the Renos that one night when we went and saw him play there.
Yep. And one of my favorite things about doing the show, and when I used to do the Metal Rob show, and I'm going to catch up on comments before we go here in a minute, was discovering Stone Trip. Now, I don't mean I discovered them, but I mean I personally found them in, like, you know, I was getting promo for the show, and for the Metal Rob show, the internet radio show I used to do, and it just came across, and it's been really cool to have those guys on the show and see them put out an EP. And man, that's a bucket list band for me.
And it finally looks like they're going to realize their dream and get to the States and play some shows, I guess.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, is that still a thing?
Yes, I think so.
I'll travel to go hang with those dudes.
I'll reach out to their manager and ask, because she's a really sweet lady. And all right, let's wrap up with some comments. We've got a few minutes. What do you think?
Don't forget, we also had Lewis from Mass on. He was awesome.
Yes, he was awesome. And Larry from Triton.
Larry, and then Glenn Rogers from Heretic, Hyrax.
Yep.
Ronnie Reinhardt.
Yeah,
Ron Reinhardt just the other day. And then I also really, although his audio was horrible, the guitar player singer from Triton was really, really nice dude and had a lot of great stories. It's just unfortunate his sound quality was so bad.
Yeah, that was a great episode with just technical difficulties, though. But yeah, he had a lot of great stuff. Let's blaze through some comments here. What do you think about the Kiss Off the Soundboard series? If I'm being honest, I haven't heard any of it.
Oh, you know who else you didn't say? Johnny D.
Oh yeah. Man, yeah, definitely our best hair metal guest so far.
Yep.
I love that dude. He was awesome. He
Macabre.
was great. Such good stories.
Macabre.
Macabre, yes.
Mm-hmm.
That was an interesting one too, with the monitor speaker.
Well, and not to be on the downside, but you know, the Bruce Corbett interview was pretty. I mean, we've been all over the map. We have fun, and that really wasn't fun. But we can't dismiss the fact that we were able to do something that nobody else was, and that was his last commentary.
Well, we had two final interviews. One that we kind of knew, was coming, even though we didn't know the timing, and that was Bruce. And that was an honor to do that. I actually got choked up. I was so nervous. Man, I was so scared to interview him. And he was super great. And so if you haven't seen the Bruce Corbett interview from Rigor Mortis, we interviewed him 6 days before he passed away. And it was great. It was a great interview. It turned out really nice. I'm proud of that one. And then the one that caught us all by surprise was Eric Wagner. Henry just dumped me on him, and here we go. Started, and Carcass is in the back signing posters, show posters, and then, but he was so nice. What a great dude.
Wino.
Yes, Wino was good too. Man, we've had a lot more guests than I remembered.
Yep.
Let's see here. Let's catch up on some. I want to give you guys a shout out. Completely forgot. Review the Metal Rob show. Oh, it's all good. The Metal Rob show will be back in some form someday. Thank you, Mark Chaos Massacre. I appreciate you very much. Always hanging out with us. Scott does have his own channel. You can just search Scott Waters. And anybody that can message me and help me with this exact thing right here, feedback, putting links in the chat of channels to subscribe to is a good idea. Do you literally mean just a link to the chat? I'm such a bonehead when it comes to this stuff. I'm so awful at this. Hang on, I'm going to try to do that right now. This is what do we call this, Carcass? Production value.
Production value.
That's right. That's what you're getting right now. This is top shelf stuff.
While he's doing that, I'll bring up the next quote. I think my top 3 for 2022 will be Striper, Saint, and Reign of Glory, and Fear Not. That's 4, dude.
That's 4. Your top 3 is actually 4 there, Soldier 777.
Also, of course, Deliverance from Camelot Redux, which is a really good album.
And that would be 5.
Okay,
that's great. Yeah, that new Saint's really good. I mean, I think I like it better than their last. Just great, straightforward driving, heavy metal, good stuff. Did you master that one, Rob?
Which one?
The new Saint.
What's it called?
Yeah.
Man, we did so much work in this 2022 so far that I can't even remember some of the stuff I did.
Hey, post the merch link too.
Oh, okay.
Because in case you guys want to,
Striper Soldier, what's the name of the new Saint? Because it's totally Heaven Fell. Heaven Fell has it upside down church on it with the birds flying around.
I did do that. Yes.
Yep.
I got a message back. I got a message from one of the guys, and he said, "Hey, make sure and turn up the kick ass on this one." And so I messaged him back and said, "Here you go." And he said, "Yes, kick ass is at max volume."
Right on. They seem to be really cool guys.
There's
really
the
down to earth.
merch if you want to get a T-shirt or a nice koozie or some crap.
On the lighter side, the new John Elefante album is very much a mellow album, but it's really well done. And if you don't know who John Elefante is, he was the singer for Kansas during most of the 80s, I believe.
Yeah.
So
and then he was.
Is that what I did? Did I put the link directly? Is that what I did just now? You got to speak to me. I'm a super old man when it comes to this stuff.
You're not that old, bro.
I'm the worst at social media. I am the worst. I'm sorry. Macabre was a cool episode. Bought their album off Bandcamp. Yes, and that's what we want, is to just show the band some love and get them some support. The Tom Kiefer album is outstanding. The song Death of Me is maybe better than any Cinderella song I ever heard. I freaking love it. Thanks for the congrats on the 150, Alvaro. There you go. Heaven Fell. And then I muddied everything up with a bunch of stuff. Don't worry, Rob, I've never even sent a tweet. I have Twitter, but I haven't logged into it in 5 years. So if you have a guest on or whatever, you're going to want to post these links directly in the chat to make it easy for viewers. Gotcha. Oh, okay. Okay, I can do that. Boom. Sorry, I talked a lot. What do you guys have?
I got nothing. I got balloons.
If you want to see a buttload of live video, I've put a bunch of live stuff this week on the Metal Rob channel. So there you go. There's a Badlands show on there that is amazing on the Metal Rob channel. So check it out for what it's worth. But if you want top shelf metal commentary, stay right here, kids.
Thank you for subscribing.
That's right. Oh man. Well, is that it? Anybody got any parting shots?
Man,
Oh, we were asked to sing. Scott, do you want to sing with me?
Sure.
They're singing.
I gotta get my party hat. I don't think this is gonna fit over my giant head. No, it's not. Damn it. Okay, well.
Just
There you
balance
go.
it. Yeah, that's,
I don't have a hat, so we'll just
Okay,
have to
let's
go with
sing
it.
as off key
and
as
a one
possible.
and a two and a
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Carcass. Happy birthday to you. Rob did the sexy one,
That's
the
right.
Marilyn Monroe. He was
he
doing the
does
Marilyn
that
Monroe.
so well.
Do a Kiss show. That's another one that we would have to have Chris on for. In fact, we're talking about a very Creatures of the Night centric show as they're about to do the 40th anniversary box set. What do you think about that?
Ooh.
Ooh, maybe we could get Bruce Kulick.
Better than your work in Faith Bomb. Thank you, jackass.
Oh, ouch. Ouch.
That
That
was
one
embarrassing.
definitely
It
left the
was
mark.
embarrassing. But that's what we do here.
Yep.
That is what we do. Scott and I can actually sing a little bit, kinda, sorta. We're not awful.
I did karaoke
I'm
for the
awful.
first time about, I don't know, a couple months ago. And
We need more hair metal. I agree with you, Damien.
well, it's
I'm
in
up
the
for hair
name.
metal.
Damien
I'm
Hair
always up
Metal.
for some hair metal.
Oop, I splashed on my glasses.
Let's get the Dangerous Toys vocalist on.
Jason
Yeah,
McMaster.
he said he would do it. I just need to pin him down.
Yep, let's get him
All
on
right,
here.
boys. Well,
Or get
Carcass,
or maybe get the Dirty Looks guitar player on here. Jason knows him, so maybe he can help us out.
yeah. Any contacts that you guys have for guys that you want to have on the show and guys that would understand our jackassery and our fly by the seat of our pants show, bring it on. So, well, Carcass, I love you like a brother. Happy birthday. Thanks for hanging with me for 150 episodes. And
Yep,
it's been, we have had some fun, have we not? Oh,
we have had fun. This Pete's sitting at a table eating a burrito, which is what we used to do when we used to talk about metal. Now we just do it live on the internet.
Yeah, man. I forgot about Unearth too. We had Unearth on.
Oh yeah, that was awesome.
That was awesome. Watching from the stage, man. That was killer. But all right, boys. Well, you know how we do it. We've done it 150 times, and we've got
Wait.
it right.
I got breaking news. Just came to my phone just now.
Uh-oh.
Oh,
Look at this tour. The
The Obsessed.
Obsessed, Wino, and Red Mesa.
Okay.
oh wow, your boys from Albuquerque.
Yep. Great Desert Doom, they call themselves.
I like it.
Neat.
One last twig of liquid death.
And I got a leak. I can do a little leak that we just signed a new artist to
Maybe you should see a
No
doctor.
Life to Metal Records too. It's a bunch of guys who used to play in the band called Reverend with David Wayne, and they have a new album out under a new band name, and it is spectacular. I'll leave it and wait for the official announcement to announce the band name and all the guys in it. But I got to hear the whole album all the way through. It's just great. I'm shocked that they're so interested in us. But they said they were looking for a label that was, that cared about their artists and just weren't in it for the money. So they contacted us, asked if we were interested. So we were like, heck yeah! So coming out on vinyl and CD, most likely beginning of next year.
And
Just
Glenn's
how long it
got a
takes.
record coming out too soon. So that'll be good. I've heard some of that, and
Man, if you could get a member of Cinderella on here, I'd love that.
yeah, Figure it out. Let's get that done. All right. So, I think we're fighting each other on the comments. All right. I completely lost my train of thought.
We're exiting.
Yeah, but I was going to say something. Whatever. Anyway, you can follow me on Instagram at IamMetalRob if you want to see the most boring Instagram page ever, because I never post anything. You can follow Carcass at CarcassJohnArt on Instagram. You can check out a bunch of live videos and crap on the Metal Rob channel, also here on YouTube. But Scott has got us all dominated by 10 or 12 or 40 times on his channel. Just search up Scott Waters on YouTube and you will see badass commentary. I got nothing. I'm out of gas.
You're out of gas.
This high energy show.
Just
All
turn
my
the
jokes
ignition
up.
off and let the car roll to a stop.
Check out Scott's channel. Just search up Scott Waters on YouTube. And 150, boys. Cheers. That was fun. And Carcass, you need to find that damn tuxedo shirt. I'm losing my mind over here.
You are losing your mind. Like
I
I said.
might be having a stroke live on the air. What's the deal? Jeez.
No, I just think you're being robbed. So let's wind down.
Scatter, shoot, and rob. All right. Until next time, you know how we do it. For episode 150, signing off.
Metal will prevail.
Happy birthday, Carcass. I love you.
Ooh. We're still live.
We are.
Yes, we are. I'll end the broadcast now. Where was the outro? What happened?
It went out.
No idea.
And we're still, I see TikTok.
Let's play it again.